Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Let me go open up this page actually, so I can give a brief description on this game because this is a new game, so we want to be able to describe the game. I should have thought about that a moment ago. So, Canvas Menagerie. I think I'm saying that correctly. I only have the demo of the game, but here's the description on the Steam page. It says, a slice of life, boys love romance, about a group of TV actors going through their mid-20s together. The developer and publisher is Crystal Gameworks, which I can probably just pull up. Yes, it's developed by Crystal Gameworks, created by Aremia. Oh, it contacts. What's the people in there so far? Oh, look, it has like little the characters. Okay, cool. So this is where we will start. We'll start right here. So contacts. So this first person here is written. He, him, an extremely popular and successful actor in his mid-20s. He seems to only get more popular with each movie, with no intentions of slowing down. He looks like he loves the limelight. In person, though, he's self-centered and abrasive if you get in his way. Then we have, as you see, the name is crossed off, so this is Angel. She, her, an internet celebrity who quickly rose to fame through her short videos, most showing off her dancing. Her fan base is massive, proclaiming her to be their angel. She doesn't like it when people call her by her full name. Serena. She, her, a fellow childhood actor. She also works as a model, but from what she's said, she hasn't had much luck with it as acting. And then we have Victor. He, him, both. An athletic guy who's worked as a background character in a lot of movies, especially action films. He's almost always in the gym. He can be very airheaded, but he means well. Okay, cool. So these are the contacts. I realize I didn't do much of a greeting. I hope everyone is doing well. I apologize. It's a little bit late, but we're still here in the 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock, depending on the time zone. I only know 2 time zones. The times of 2 time zones. But yes, so him being a background actor made me immediately think of A3 because I don't know how much Tai Chi has acted, but he was like an extra before, and he was like minor roles before. Yeah. Welcome to the stream. I didn't expect this part to the context to be people that like in the game, but now we see that they are, and it's good. It's good, like a little list of the characters here. Maybe I'll revisit this every time when I start playing, so that, because I imagine it'll get bigger as you play more. But then also, this is a demo. I don't know how long the demo will be. Alright, okay, so let's see what else is here. There's a help page. Oh, it's the controls. Mouse, left click, advances dialogue and activates the interface. Middle click hides the user interface. Middle click, like the little scrolly button, if I press that? I wonder. Right click, access the game menu. Mouse wheel up click roll back side. Rolls back to earlier dialogue. Mouse wheel down rolls forward to later dialogue. Oh, that's cool. I do kind of like when games let me rewind, simply because sometimes I miss things. I know there's usually a log, and I can always open up that. But I also like being able to just rewind and being like, yeah. Sorry if that jostled the mic there. Okay, let's see. Enter advances dialogue. Okay, so this is like if there's a keyboard controls, the mouse controls, but I can do either or. Oh, look, there's a screenshot button. But I wonder if it works because this is a demo, and I can't remember if Steam games you can do screenshots on. I might use my laptop's screenshot buttons if I want to take screenshots. Oh, look, toggles assistive self-voicing. I should be reading these in order, but you can't see what just happened. The self-voicing. Right, you can't see that on the screen. Yeah, because I don't have it like set up. Okay, self-voicing. Rimpy supports a self-voicing mode in which a speech synthesizer is used to read out text and other interface elements. This is intended to make Rimpy games accessible to the vision impaired. The self-voicing mode can be toggled by pressing the V key. When in self-voicing mode, the keyboard navigation is changed so that the up and down keys oh my gosh. Well, we get the gist. We understand what it's saying. So that's cool. That's cool. Yes. Okay, let me actually read through these. Enter, the enter button, enter, advances dialogue and activates the interface. Space advances dialogue without selecting choices. Arrow keys navigate the interface. Escape accesses the game menu. Control skips dialogue when held down. Tab toggles dialogue skipping. Page up rolls back to earlier dialogue. Page down rolls forward to later dialogue. H hides user interface. S takes screenshot. V toggles self-voicing. Shift A opens the accessibility menu. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna screenshot these in case I need to look at them mid-game because I forget things easily. Okay, I clicked about. So here on the about we have, it's version 1.5. Director, writer, programmer, and artist is Aremia. Background artists are Arctic Fox and Minkle. GUI designer is Lucium. Additional character artist Violora. Trailer editor Hatoj. Music provided by Alex Productions, ESCP, Yellow Tree, and more. Layered image masks by Phoenix Dev. A full list of credits can be found on our website. Made with Rimpy 8.2.3.24016.702. You click here to join our newsletter and get updates on the game. This is the Crystal Games Works This is the Crystal Game Works website. This is the Crystal Game Works Twitter. And then settings. What are we here in the settings? Okay. Screen display, window, full screen. I'm not gonna click either of those because usually when I click those buttons, I end up messing up my layout. Because full screen obviously we do the full screen, but it's gonna appear differently on OBS if I press one of those buttons positively. Oh, here's another description of the game. But let me go through all these pages first. and then I'll read it. So, we want, I don't know if there's any partial voice acting in this. Is the music a decent level? Turn up a little bit. I think it's cute. This little setup here. Text box opacity. I don't have auto forward time. Oh, like when the text box fills in. No, that's this one. I don't know. I'll adjust those later if I feel like there's something wrong. Okay. Then there's a load, which I don't have anything, but look, it shows. You know me, I love to have my save spots. Quick saves, pages, okay. And then how do I get back to the, because that'll be starting the game, yeah? I want to get back to the home page. Well, it's okay, hang on a second. Okay, we'll stay on the settings. I'm gonna read this other description. It's just like a little blurb so that we all have a fuller picture of the game. Nico is a lifelong actor who's been bouncing from audition to audition, unable to score more than a few commercials, until he gets the lead role in a major teen drama, where he meets a variety of other actors from all walks of life, and starts to fall for his co-star, Rin, one of the biggest movie celebrities right now, who happens to play his rival in the show. Canvas Menagerie is a wholesome slice-of-life visual novel that follows Nico and his fellow castmates and crush, celebrity co-star Rin, going through their 20s together in the Hollywood of the South, Atlanta, Georgia. In the Hollywood of the South, Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, there we go. I read it right. Alright. Oh, there's little character pages too. We can't see them though. I think I did make one for Steam, but let me see. Okay, my screen might change a little right now. I don't know how it's going to appear because I didn't double check my Steam layout. Okay, it's not showing it though. It's oh, did that do anything? I don't think it did anything. Well, okay, I'll just switch it back to the game screen then. Oh, it did show. Okay. Well, that's okay. Anyways, I will read the pages now then. Yeah. Okay, so we have Nico, an actor who was down on his luck. An actor who was down on his luck when he gets the leading role in a major teen drama. He's been acting for as long as he can remember, but is a social introvert. He spends way too much time online. Rin, a self-driven, highly confident actor who's currently the leading man in Hollywood. Despite, or maybe because of, being a workaholic, he agreed to work on a TV show rather than his usual movies, surprisingly family-oriented. Angel, being an online celebrity is hectic when you're this. Let me read this again. Hang on. Being an online celebrity is hectic when you're this cute. Angelica Angel. I can read. Got into. Let me start over. I'm sorry. I want to make the sentences flow. I'm sorry I tapped the mic. Angel. Being an online celebrity is hectic when you're this cute. Angelica Angel got into acting via social media and quickly grew an audience by making cute and funny videos. She's always wanted to be a movie star. Serena. Like Nico, Serena has been a background actor since childhood. She likes to go out to town when not filming and has been to every bar in Atlanta. One day, she wants to move to Canada to film so she can be with her girlfriend. Victor. If he's not filming, you can find him on the gym. Although he's currently an actor, he wants to be a stuntman in the future. He can be a bit airheaded at times, though. And these characters were, I think they were also the little, oh wait, silly me, okay. They were also these ones, the last four, yeah. Rin, Angel, Serena, Victor. There we go. And this is just the demo of the game. But the full game is out, so if while I'm playing this, you're like, actually, I want to play this game, the full game is out on Steam, Canvas Menagerie. The demo will just have the variety of scenes sampling Act 1, showcasing several of the characters and their relationships. It's around an hour and a half of gameplay, so in theory, I should be able to get through the demo today. But... And then, so now I think about it. What was my Steam layout just now? Anyway, worry about that later. And then the full game, however, in comparison, will have 135,000 plus words of a wholesome queer boys' love game, with the first main part being a standalone romance visual novel. Slow burn, next point says slow burn, wholesome queer romance with a cast of various sexualities and genders. 10 plus characters to grow, to love, and grow alongside. So yeah, that's the game. And that's what we're playing today. And then I forget that I have like access to a couple other games. I'm like, ooh, sorry, being on Steam, I'm always like, ooh, that game says free to play. What game is that? But also, I just like looking at games on Steam in general. Like, I was like, oh, I can't afford that, but look at that. It looks cute. Like, what is this? You can't see it right now, but I'm hovering over a game called Love Ghost, and it looks really cute. It looks really cute. I'm gonna take a look at it in a second. I'm gonna take a look at it later. It's a matchmaker game. Okay. Anyway, let me close that. Okay, so I think we've gone over everything we needed to for the start of this game. And I guess that means I can begin then. Act 1, School Days. High school for some people, the best time of their life. For some people, a time to redefine themselves. And for others like me, a long 4 years of just trying to get by. The backgrounds in this game are really nice. As you can see, some memories are potent. Oh, sorry, let me start over because I didn't. Because I want to start this over. So this is the teacher speaking. The teacher's not on screen, but it is the teacher speaking, just in case. As you can see, some memories are more potent than others when constructing objects. Selena, what kind of memories are these? Memories where you were feeling a strong emotion like anger, sadness, and joy. Which of these is easiest to create items with? Usually angry memories, as they're easier to recall. The easier you can recall a memory, the easier you can use it to build with. That's right. Never let your anger get the best of you. The rules of the world were a constant reminder, regardless of how old you were. Not how to do your taxes or how to build a strong work ethic. When emotions running hot can result in even children bringing to life objects with their bare hands, the government makes sure to emphasize how important it is to keep your cool. If those emotions run hot, then chaos comes. Defector 1. You looking at us funny? I guess I really don't have to read the character labels. I don't normally, but I wasn't sure if I should this time. I'll just do as I usually do. He must think he's a big shot since he's working for the Capitol. Where's your keys? Here, take my wallet. It's a middle-aged man on the ground. I feel like I have to announce that because he's not on the screen. Yeah, I'll take that too. Now, where's your keys? My right pocket. Not your car keys. I want your government ID and keys. Don't be dumb. Just hand it over. Young Mel, off screen. It's like cool. It's kind of like written like a script. I'm slightly excited about this game. I'm cutting off in the middle of the scene. Sorry, I should have put this before I started, but because it's about actors and like I'm a film major quote unquote. But yes, being a film major makes me excited when I see characters who are in film and interested in film and stuff. So it's like these characters are actors. That's so exciting to me. And the way this is kind of like written, like it's not like exactly script structure, but clearly because this is a game. But like the off-screen, that's like something you would know in a script because it's like. Because in a script, you know, the script needs to build the scene so that people can visualize it while we're reading a script. It's like almost like instructions without being instructions. I think it's also in a base script. You don't put the camera angles or any of that. That's not till a shooting script. But yeah, sorry, a little film nerd here. Okay. Oh, maybe that should be. Okay. Young male off screen. Find someone. Nate. Oh, well, yeah, okay. Did I say his name before? The main character's name? Yeah, I probably did because I went through the Steam page and read all the character pages, but I was like, oh, his name just feels like I didn't read it yet. Finally, it's over. Have any plans this weekend? Of course, it's time to hit up the arcade. Oh my gosh, let me start over. Of course, it's time to hit up the arcade that just opened up at my house. I still can't believe there's someone out there who thought investing in a brand new arcade is a good idea. It's all about the nostalgia, the old-timey aesthetic. You'll get it once you see it. There's just some things you can't create with memories, huh? Exactly. You just gotta see it. Okay, let's go. Darn. Aw. Come on, you ran right into that bullet. Sorry, one moment. I think I might have figured it out. it's just possible that their names are slightly different. Yep, okay. I was like, I feel like these names are different. Yeah. Okay, mystery solved. Don't worry about it. Being a galactic defender is a lot harder than it looks. You try it. It's a lot nicer here than I was expecting. Color me surprised. I think I've done a different voice for her every single time. I really don't remember what voice I was doing. Something up? My father's been working late recently because of all the crime. It's like these guys are just getting more and more bold each day. Every night he's answering another stabbing or murder. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. I had a thought, but I'm not sure if it's just that. Okay. Because this could be this could be the thing they're filming. And it could also not be. But, you know, sometimes you gotta throw out that thought just in case you're like, I knew it. I was right. But, in case, I just wanted to throw that out there, cause yeah. My mom freaks out when I'm not home before sunset. It wasn't like this a couple years ago. It's weird, right? Right? Yeah. Quit making your mom worry then. She's probably already worried half to death about your dad at work. Vance? What? It's true. It's not a good time to be out there dealing with thugs. I could hand you a bat and you'd fit right in with them. Hey, what do you mean by that? Don't joke about things like that. I think the word is tact. Yeah, sorry. Care to play a game? You've been doing this shtick since middle school. It's not much of a game if I already know what's going to happen. Aw, you won't even give me a number? I don't want roses. Then what? Ooh. Wow, you've really improved. I guess when all you could make was a single rose. I remember when all you could make was a single rose. Now, if only I could make real ones. If people could recreate organic stuff, we don't be in trouble. But then we'd have access to a lot of great tools, like recreating organs. You're so innocent and trusting. Hey. Oh, look, they got the position differently. Like, you can see this the background, and this is the front ground. And it is like, It does look like a movie. Is that guy alright? Don't think he's being bullied, do you? They don't exactly look like friends. What are we waiting for? Nosy, aren't you? It's called being a good citizen. You can stay here if you want. And miss out on you getting into a fight? No, thank you. Hey, no picking fights, unless not at school. come on, I don't know what voices to do. Oh my goodness. Don't chicken out now. I already told you what you want to. I already told you what I know. This isn't looking good. You think? Hey, what's going on here? Wait! Were you followed? I don't know. I'm not trying anything, I swear. Looks like you're the only guy trying something. The only one? I think I took the wrong door to social studies. I thought it was this way, but I guess not. Let's just ask for directions elsewhere. Yeah, somewhere else. Looks like class is happening right now. Leave. Why? Because we're talking business. What kind of business? Wouldn't you like to know? Would you? You can't be serious, right? Sure, why not? Empires aren't toppled overnight. This country can't last much longer as it is. It needs to evolve. It needs to be pruned. That's a wrap. Look, here's the menu. Boop. First save. Oh, here's the return button. I got so lost for a second. I was like, how do I get back? What's history? Oh, and this is the log where you can see everything that was said. Okay. I feel my feet fall to the ground as the rest of my body slumps to the concrete. The production crew wastes no time and surrounds us. Just a couple of minutes of rest, please, and I'll get up. Let me review camera 2. Marissa, make sure we're good on camera 3. A person wearing a floppy hat and more than slightly askew glasses walks out clapping their hands. Several things, such as their age, nationality, background, and most worryingly, financial backings, are a complete mystery. As eccentric and questionable as they may seem at first and fifth meeting, though, they were a fully competent director and writer, from what I've seen. For now. Now that I'm able to take a breather, I can fully appreciate how spacious this place is. A group of workers move to start disassembling the lights for the day, while another crew resets the props. A burly man passes me, pushing a dolly with all sorts of equipment on it, while a smaller guy takes over, moving one of the cameras. This is, by far, the largest set I've ever been on. All the photo shoots and commercials I filmed before pale to this. We're not even at the real action scenes, but I'm already worn out. Am I that out of shape? I always thought I was a little fit, but maybe I need to hit the treadmill. Then again, when's the last time I even set foot in a gym? Stunt coordination doesn't count. Here. The soft voice to my right jerks my thoughts back to the set. I look up to see Rin standing beside me, hand outstretched. His light wavy hair is somehow only a little tousled from our last scene. I can make out a few drops of sweat on his neck, but for the most part, he looks unfazed. It's just one of Hollywood's most popular and hottest celebrities holding a hand out for me, a tired mess lying on the floor. Nothing major. Thank you. Any attempt to make my voice not sound breathless is futile. I sigh at my pitiful state and accept his hand. It'd be way more awkward if I didn't, right? Good job today. Yeah, you too. I can't even attempt eye contact right now. This man broke social media for a good month straight. In a world where the lifespan of drama is 2 hours on a fast day, he continually managed to reclaim his spot on every trending tab at least once every other day. It was only a kiss. That's how it started. He'd recently turned 18. A small-time but attractive actor was caught kissing his male co-star behind the scenes. Except it wasn't just any movie they were filming. The two were leads for a widely anticipated movie adaptation of a popular teen romance novel series. And instead of spending time with the female lead like the tabloids had been reporting on, they are flirting with each other. Of course, it didn't stop there. Movie set after movie set, boyfriend after boyfriend, he only became more and more infamous and more of a teenage heartthrob. At least, that's what my agent Jules told me. And now his gaze is on me, in the literal sense, of course. You're new to fight scenes, right? I rub the back of my neck. Am that obvious? He smiles at me, a hand raised to his face in a small laugh. It's cute. Well, in practice, you kept staying later than everyone, and today you look actually terrified. Is that going to show up on camera? It better. Lucky strides over to us with a crumpled, scribbled all over copy of what I pray isn't next week's script in their hands. Maybe if our leader can strut in here without a care in the world, then I cannot worry so much about getting sweaty after a fight scene. Mortal peril is the essence of fight scenes. They're a push and a pull of both sides, never yielding, both having their bodies and hearts on the line. A fight scene without emotions racing is pointless fodder. I'll take that as they're happy with it. They're not making us reshoot it, so I'll be happy too. And on that note, they quickly look around, trying to find someone. I leave you with Cassandra. Just as quick as they approached us, Lucky hightails it the other direction, towards the person disassembling the camera setup, already on to their next task. Wait! My legs stumble, trying to get a better footing as my fight or flight senses kick in the mention of her name. Too little too late, I hear the clicking heels coming from behind me. A tall, light-tanned woman in business formal clothes is in on us. Clipboard clutched to her chest with a smartphone in her other hand. You've got an interview in an hour and a half with Channel 3. Serena, Victor, and Angel will be joining you as well. It takes 25 minutes to get there, and they expect you to arrive at least 40 minutes beforehand so they can do their own makeup routines and run through. So I advise you to run to the nearest shower, anywhere. I sigh. There's no use in arguing with her. If Lucky is the gear that keeps the story and direction turning, then Cassandra is the gear that keeps the production and financials turning. So I know what job she has. AD? I think it's AD. Okay, I've been graduated for it's a little while. I don't remember all the terms. Okay, leave me alone. I know what job she has. Her job is to relay progress and deterrence back to the investors. work with our agents and managers to plan anything relating to the production, and in general, keep the lights on. They both seem to implicitly trust each other with their respective parts, despite their night and day appearances. That was great. And now an interview? No time to rest now, huh? One of our co-stars, a young woman playing my classmate, stretches her arms. Stretches her arms as she walks towards us. I believe she's only a couple years older than me. Behind her, our other two co-stars playing as classmates follow. You can rest tonight, but I'm ready for anything. Our youngest classmate bounces up behind her. She's around 19 and a natural at anything involving singing or dancing. I only know that much because of how popular she is on Mimic Mic, the largest video platform now. Victor, our last classmate, comes up from behind me, smacking my shoulder. He hands me and Rin bottles of water from the refreshment stand. Come on, it's our first interview for this production. Get cleaned up and let's go. It's hard to pin an age on him. He's certainly too old for high school, though all of us are, but he could be in college with kids, or maybe both. Then again, it's hard to picture him sitting down for more than a few minutes, let alone raising anyone. All right. I turn back to Rin, who's already downed half his bottle. Are you coming with us? He lowers his bottle to speak, but Cassandra cuts him off. He has a prior engagement today. You're running out of time to get ready. Short and sharp. Cassandra leaves it at that before walking away briskly. Rin shrugs, drinking the last of his water. I've got an interview elsewhere. But hey, this means more questions for you, right? I'm sure he means it in a sincere, lighthearted way. But little does he realize that's the exact opposite of what I want. Please come with us so the interviewers gawk over you instead of me. With a quick wave, he walks off. Victor drags me away from the set and towards our trailers. So, how did each of you get into acting? I can't help but give a quiet little sigh of relief. It's all been standard boilerplate, we don't know you questions for a general audience. It's exactly what Jules coached me on, even though my nerves were expecting anything but. I was always outgoing as a kid, but I never really got into sports. A friend of mine convinced me to take theater as my elective instead of band in middle school, and it just clicked. I'm a choir kid surrounded by theater kids. Angel perks up as we turn to her. I've always liked playing pretend, and I've always been into dancing. For a while, I thought I'd only be able to do dancing, but an agent reached out to me to see if I was interested in acting. She smiles sweetly at the interviewer and claps her hands in her lap to show she's done. My parents enrolled me in ballet as a kid. I liked the performance part of it more than dancing, so they helped me get into acting. That sounds nice. It's my turn. My parents pushed me into acting when I was little too. It's just something I've always enjoyed. And giving sickly sweet smiles is something I've always excelled at. The interviewer, a sizable man, looks back down at his notes. I don't recognize him from the usual newscast, though admittedly I don't watch much live TV. Maybe he's an intern. He clears his throat before continuing. So, is it daunting being on set for such a long time? Production has only just begun, right? But you'll be there for years. For years, hopefully, right? To my left, Serena leans forward ever so slightly to take the question first. It's exciting. I've never stayed long on productions like this, so it's definitely new to me. I'm the same. I used to much smaller productions or only being on set for a few days. I've never actually lived in tandem with a production. Victor agrees with us, and we start talking about different productions we've been on and the quirks of our current setup. Before I know it, the interview is over and we're hurried into a cab. Serena politely asks the hostess for a table for 4. Victor was adamant the food here was stellar, so we all just went along with it. I've had so much fast food the past month that I'm embarrassed to show anyone my bank statements. I can't help that it's quick and easy. We're guided to our table through a rather cramped but still stylish eating area. After several rejections, it's just the 4 of us eating together. Not that I really know any of them yet, aside from casual introductions and small talk. Oh, so the celebrity didn't want to come? Angela picks the seat beside me, and we sit down. Last I checked, I said Angela. Oh my gosh, this doesn't say Angela, this is Angel. Have I been reading it as Angela this whole time? Sorry about that. That is, I don't know why. It says Angel. Her name's not even Angela. It was Angelica, so I don't know. Oh, okay. Angel picks a seat beside me, and we sit down. Last I checked, she has just shy of 6 million followers. She's much more of a celebrity out of any of us here, really. He said he had an interview at the same time as us. Victor just shrugs and takes a seat. I figured he'd say no anyway. He keeps to himself on sets a lot. Oh? Angel leans into the table, pretending to grab a piece of bread. Despite her small stature, she suddenly becomes somewhat intimidating. Why do I feel like I'm about to be included in a gossip corner? I was a side character in a movie he was acting in a year ago. It was a minor role, but I still saw him on set a few times. He leans back in his chair and drinks some of his water. Nothing major. Aww. She deflates in her chair across from she deflates in her chair. Across from me, Serena stirs her drink. It's our first week on set. I'm sure we'll get more acquainted as we film more. Especially when people start coming out of their trailers more often. I don't bother meeting her gaze. Still, it's kind of fun being on set with such famous people. It's just weird to see a trending headline and it's someone you know, though. Angel innocently sips her water. Let's leave the trending headlines to someone else. You picked a terrible role to be out of the internet's eyes. To be honest, I auditioned for a smaller role. Angel pumps her fist beside me. And look where you are now. Serena leans against her arm, looking at me straight on. Wow, that's so cool. Lucky must have really been impressed. Impressed is a word for it. Impressed is a word for it, sure. I was thinking more along the lines of morbid curiosity at throwing someone who's only been able to book commercials the past few years into the spotlight, but that works too. I I don't know why they picked me. I told them my history in the interview. They know this is my first openly male role. I'm still trying to get used to the set, to be honest. I'm so used to smaller sets or doing background scenes away from the main cameras. It's like the difference from playing baseball on a dirt field and then playing your next match in a stadium in front of thousands. A shock to the system is putting it lightly. Victor looks up from the drink menu. I know, right? It was just a couple years ago I got my first speaking role after being delegated to crowd work for the longest. And now we're front and center. I'll drink to that. Angel flips through the menu, not paying us much attention anymore. What about you, Nico? Well, yeah, it's definitely the biggest set I've been on. I'm used to working on commercials and kids' TV shows. Not that I'll ever say which. Same. I've mostly been doing side characters in kids' shows for the past few years. Maybe we've been on some together? Maybe. Change the subject. Have you been on any big sets before, Angel? Angel thumbs her menu. A crease in her brow quickly comes and goes before she looks up at me. Nope, this is my first time on a film set. Really? She slyly pulls out her phone and opens an app on it before sliding it across the wooden table. Lucky scouted me from my Mimic Mike videos. They said they wanted someone charismatic and extroverted for the role, so they asked me to come to auditions. You're really popular on Mimic Mike, aren't you? Oh, have you seen some of my videos? I avoid looking at her, instead grabbing a swig of my drink. A few. A lot. I never was able to get in those kind of apps. So much happening at once. It is a rather young app, to say the least. They're definitely faster paced than most. I'll follow you, Angel, okay? Her face glows as Serena pulls out her phone. Okay. I feel their gazes turn to me. What about you? Shoot. I can't tell her I've been a fan for months. That's too embarrassing, right? Oh yeah, I'll follow you too. I get out my phone and carefully open the app, acting like I don't know her account. Her watchful eye doesn't waver. Try as I might, I can't keep her from seeing all of my screen. I knew it! You already follow me! I slump in my chair, defeated. You caught me. Serena claps her hands. So you already knew who she was. Victor leans back in his chair, taking a sip of his drink. What's the big deal? You've got a lot of followers, right? So it's not unusual for people on the production to already know you. Angel wasn't paying attention anymore. She's already in her own little world. I watch a lot of videos in my downtime, that's all. And the best kind at that. At least one of us is having fun. A waitress swings by, bringing our food, a hearty portion of slow marinated galbi and bulgogi. They smell amazing, but the steam almost fogs over my glasses. Maybe I should have left my contacts in a little longer. Victor is the first one to grab a heapful. Following him, we all dig in. The dim lights on the exteriors of the buildings don't do much to lead the way back to my trailer. I stumble along, guided mainly by the moonlight. My exhaustion doesn't help either. I was able to take a small nap on the ride back from the restaurant, but it's left my eyes more bleary than anything. Normally, I'd be able to ask for a ride on a cart back to my trailer, but there's no one around except the odd security guard. Most of the production crew has gone home by now, and everyone who stays on set seems to have already called it a night. Except him. Leaning against the door to his trailer, Rin. Leaning against the door to his trailer is Rin, smoking a cigarette. I can't stand the smell of cigarettes, but I don't see a way to walk past him without him seeing me. so I casually walk towards him. That is to say, I awkwardly meander towards him since I'm passing in his line of sight, so I might as well approach him. A small burst of wind brings a slight chill to the air as I approach. We're both co-workers. That interviewer was right. We'll be working together for hopefully years. I need to get more comfortable talking to him and being around him. Admittedly, I haven't been very sociable with any of my coworkers aside from tonight, but I've got to change that eventually. But why does he have to be a smoker? Sure, it's hot in photo shoots, but it just reeks in person. He gives me a smile once he sees me. How'd your interview go? Just be casual, like earlier. Alright, I'm still pretty new to them, but we had a good time. Make it easier the more you do. Eventually it feels like you've heard the same question 1,000 times and you can hold an interview in your sleep. I give a shrug. I still feel like I need to study for them. Just wait till you start dreaming about having interviews. That's when you know you gotta take a break. Sounds more like a nightmare. Rin flicks a cigarette to shake off some sparks. Definitely. There was an interview from H where it just wouldn't end and was broadcasted live. I had to answer a question, but they'd say the answer wasn't good enough and make me answer it again. He takes a puff of his cigarette and exhales. Most aren't that bad. These days, if they're annoying, I let them know. Nothing worse than someone fishing for headlines. Telling off an interviewer sounds like you'd be starting more trouble than preventing. How many times have you run into that sort of thing? Too many to count. I used to get them all the time when I first became popular. He chuckles to himself with a terrible smirk on his face. 1 second. One time, someone had the gall to ask me about my sex life while my mom was in the audience. I was 18, but I was still in high school. I'd simply die on the spot. Let's just say she was more horrified than I was. A breeze starts to pick up again, but I hardly notice it. How'd you bounce back after that? I'd be too scared to go to any afterwards. I set boundaries. My agent is upfront about what we can and won't talk about while booking interviews now. Some of it is more specific things like NDAs, while others are more general. Setting exactly what I wouldn't talk about just made things a lot easier. It also gave me a little more time since I wasn't booking so many interviews. Rin puffs smoke out again. How does he stand it? The interviews, but also the smoking. So, do you like interviews? A moment passes before he responds. Job's a job. Interviews are just part of it. Personal branding and building a public image, that stuff. He waves his hand in the area as a yada yada before continuing. There's a lot worse parts of the game. Nope, this is job, but comparison, you know? I don't know why I read it like that. There's a lot worse parts of the job. Like these cigarettes. I started smoking for a roll I had, and now I can't stop. Rin sighs. You're lucky they're not putting you on a stricter diet and workout regimen. I was on a water diet for a few days for one movie, and I don't mean the kind of only drink water with meals one. I take a step back. You mean no food at all? I've heard of that. I'm pretty sure when I was in middle school, one of the girls in my class at one point was on a water diet. Just crazy. He looks back at me, giving me a coy look. How do you think people get washboard abs? They're definitely not natural. Don't crush my dreams like that. I can barely go a day without a soda, let alone food. If Lucky ever asks that of me, well, I think it's back to commercials. The moon hangs high above us. I don't want to leave just yet, but it is getting late. He smushes the butt of his cigarette into the concrete, making sure it's extinguished. You'll see what I mean eventually. Does he mean about how the industry is? Look, I might not know how they treat blockbuster actors, but I've been acting in the industry since I was a kid. I think I'm gonna call it a night. We start back at, what time? 6. Lucky wants a few morning shots. Too darn early. You're telling me. See you then. See ya. He waves and turns back towards his trailer. I head on down the path and reach my own. And just like that, my first one-on-one with one of the biggest celebrities in the world right now was over. No, my first one-on-one with one of my current coworkers. I've always hung around in the background or in minor roles, jobs that, while I was on the camera, never brought much attention to me. But now, everything is on me. My parents can't dictate my roles anymore. I turn on a light in my dark trailer and flop on my bed, falling asleep not long after. Ooh, that's pretty. Wow. Oh, right, this said Act 2 sponsor party. I realized I didn't read that. We walk off the elevator onto a well-lit rooftop terrace decorated to the nines. There's a casual sitting area already filled with people with a bar. Excuse me, sorry. There's a casual sitting area already filled with people with a bar off to the side and doors for walking out onto the rooftop. This is much bigger than I was expecting, both the venue and the amount of guests. There's already a crowd up here, and the party doesn't even start for another quarter of an hour. My stomach lurches. Serena nudges my arm. Despite looking lovely in a beautiful, form-fitting black and blue gradient dress, her face is frozen in a mixture of worry and panic. I raise my arms, and she slips her hand around it. We'll make it through our first network party for the show somehow. The two of us take our first steps towards the crowd of people chatting. Reality sets in before I can even make a third step. We're both wildly out of our elements, and the only people we know here are the ones we arrived with. How about a drink? Let's make it 3. It says a lot about a person to arrive at a party and less than a minute later make a beeline towards the food. Thankfully, I couldn't care less, and neither could Serena. We both grab a drink and meagerly sip on it. I surveyed the party as a way to procrastinate. I was exaggerating when I assumed we wouldn't know anybody here, but it turns out I wasn't. Try as I might, I can't recognize any of these people. After all, they're investors and people from the network, people who work behind the scenes instead of in front of cameras all day. Being around so many strangers is already making me feel skittish. I take a drink to help my nerves, but it's not nearly enough. I feel a clap on the back of my shoulder, opposite of Serena. You know, you're going to give off a bad impression if you hang around the bar the entire time. He's dressed in a navy blue suit jacket and suspenders underneath. His plaid slacks were certainly a choice, but it fits him personality-wise. I'm not sure half these people would remember. He reels back in an exaggerated fashion. Phew, and I thought we were here to be chummy with some new friends. New friends, sure. I'd rather make friends with the bartender first. At least come out and look out the window. The view from here is pretty amazing. With some coaxing, I don't know what word that is. I don't know how to pronounce it. Victor makes us go out to the corner of the room where I'm finally able to get a good look at how far up we are. He wasn't lying. The view here is vibrant and lovely. Large street lamps look like fireflies against the comically small street below. There's something calming about seeing everything from this far away. The party behind us slips away, and with it, some of my anxieties. I can't help but be entranced by the cars rolling by in slow motion. Enjoying it? On my left, Angel grabs my other arm, swinging closer. Her cute, sparkly cocktail dress bounces. The view or the party? You found the alcohol, so I'd say both. I look down at my drink, which I've only had a few sips of. Honestly, I'm not really a drinker, but I'll take anything that helps keep me distracted right now. Wait a second. Angel isn't even 21 yet. Stay away from the bar, will you? How else am I supposed to get something to drink? They don't have a water fountain up here. Especially not the kind of water you drink. Angel looks stunned. I can't help but laugh. So, have you had fun so far? She lets go of my arm and leans against the window, pouting. All the people here who aren't interns are like 50. I'm having a grand old time. Angel rests her head on the window before turning around. Her gaze meanders to something behind me. Unlike him, a raucous laughter erupts from the group behind us. There's a large crowd that has gathered around Rin, all vying for his attention. He says something else, and the crowd laughs again. A thin smile crosses his lips. He looks like he's trying to make friends, unlike you lot. The hypocrite struts back over, eating some kind of fancy snack from the bar he chased us away from just a few minutes ago. Name me one person from this party. John. I'm sure there's 10 Johns here. Try again. What? I answered your question. As if I don't have enough people in my personal space, Victor squeezes between me and Angel and swings his arm around my neck. Sorry. me take my glasses off for a second. Like this, small headache right there on the bridge of my nose. Tip at the top of my nose, like where the forehead and the nose meet. Between my eyes, I guess. Yeah, okay. Sorry. TMI or not, I don't know. So let's go make some new friends. Nope, doesn't say new, but yeah. This is a terrible idea. With Victor's arms still hooked around my neck and Serena's arms delicately wrapped around my right arm, I'm dragged over to Rin's group. I'm terrible with age, but most of them don't look like industry veterans. They're not as old as Angel was claiming, but still a lot older than her. None of them notice us as we walk up. Someone in the crowd. Have you ever met Jefferson? Him? We met on set for Killers in the West a year ago. Never seen anyone so dead set on reviving the Old West genre by turning it into a murder mystery thriller. He flashes a short and sickeningly sweet smile towards her, causing a splash effective of giggling. They're rushing every second near him. How is shooting heartbeats in one? I'm still here, aren't I? The group bursts into laughter. Scratch that. I've got no clue what the heck is going on. Now that I think about it, though, I haven't actually seen any of his movies. Okay, only like one, and that was his last superhero movie. But every big actor nowadays is in superhero flicks, so that doesn't count. It's not my fault it's been months since I had the time to sit down and watch a movie all the way through. Did you go to the premiere of that new movie with your father made? His lip twitches, but his smile doesn't fade. A sharp crease hits his brow only for a moment, then he regains his composure. No, I was busy filming. He turns to a passing waiter. Can I get another glass of... Is that Merlot? Like, the T is silent on that one, right? Oops, I don't know how to pronounce words. Another woman asks him a question. He flashes a smile and the crowd bursts with laughter. Standing here watching him be gawked at makes me feel like a third wheel, or maybe a 25th wheel. Hey, Nico. Oh, so shoot. Okay. I'll need to come up with a new voice. I'm not great at voices, but I was thinking Jules. My bad. Jules, my agent and former roommate, Red, I've slept on his couch, comes strutting over. He must have had bought a new suit because he jogs over to us in a tweed jacket I haven't seen before. Jules, you told me you couldn't make it. I had to squeeze a few things around, but I made it. Not for long, but I'm here. I take a step away from Victor and Serena to embrace him. It hits me deep in my chest all at once that it's been over a month since I last saw him in person. I've missed him. Victor reaches over and shakes his hand. I wave Angel over and introduce them all to him. How sweet, an agent that pays attention. Mine is too busy with other clients. My neck starts to heat up. Is it really that uncommon these days? He's more of an older brother to me than an employer. How long are you staying? About... He shuffles around to find his phone before remembering he has a new smartwatch. 4 more minutes. Why even stop by? Don't you know they serve some of the best Chardonnay in Georgia here? Ever a man of expensive tastes. He clasps a hand on my shoulder. Look how tense your shoulders are. You've got a lot more of these events in the future, so don't look like a lost puppy so much. The heat on my neck has taken over my face now. I can only hope that the dim lighting hides it. I'm fine, okay? That's just the extra fabric on the shoulders. Shoulder powders aren't in until you make it to the Met, you know. I shake them both off of me. I told you to go with something more casual. There's a difference between casual and eye-catching. Jules gives us a hearty laugh. Oh, okay, I see why. I read us too soon. I was like, why can't I look at the sentence properly? Looks like you're in good company now. I knew I had to swing by at least for a few minutes to congratulate you all on the first episode airing. He pats his pockets looking for something. I would give you all a business card, but I've run slap out. It's alright. I think my agent would get antsy if he saw me looking at another agent's business cards. Well, maybe it'd help. Does everyone have that bad of a relationship with their agents? I've been bouncing between so many meetings recently, at some point I must have run out. At this rate, I'll need my own manager. My shoulders slump. Please don't forget you're also my manager. Hello there. The crowd parts as Rin graces us with his presence, a fresh glass of Merlot in hand. Now that he's not mostly hidden from view, I'm able to see his crisp, dark suit with a striped black button-up underneath. It's simple, but effective for someone naturally attractive like him. He firmly shakes hands with Jules. It's good to finally meet the talk of the town. I can barely talk to my work buddies without your name coming up. I hope it's for good reasons. Probably not. A year ago, Jules would have been floundering by now, being face to face with someone so famous. Now he's barely batting an eye. Has he adapted that quickly? Or did he get nerves of steel and is just better at hiding his panic? Can you teach me a thing or two? You don't know how many people are asking what your risk assessment is looking like. What does that mean? Whatever he's talking about, Rin understands. He sighs and gives a shrug, but it feels very customer servicey. Everyone needs a change of pace. At the height of your career? At the height of his career, he needed a change of pace? Come to think of it, Rin is a movie star. When he was younger, he might have been in TV shows or commercials like me, but the past few years, he's been in blockbuster after blockbuster. Scratch my hand. If he wasn't playing the lead, he was still playing a key role, with his name high up on the billing. But now, he's signed himself to spend at least a couple of years filming a TV series. It's no wonder other agents are talking about the shift. He should be able to book nearly any role he wants. TV series, namely ones not for adults though, are considered a step down for actors of his popularity. They are longer commitments with ridiculous work hours. What's worse, teen dramas get even less pay and aren't nearly as publicized as the types of movies he's used to. All the momentum and fame he's gained up to this point could be thrown away if this show does terribly. Some agents are probably wondering if he's already gotten tired of the limelight. Some are probably wondering if he's lost it. Rin tries to laugh it off. I act like this is all I can do for the rest of my life. People realize there'll still be in other movies, right? But why? This time, Rin is only able to give a half-hearted shrug and a slight smile. He then pulls out a business card of his own and hands it to Jules. If you get a chance, you should introduce yourself to my agent. She's always busy, but she's only got 2 clients. I guess you don't need many clients for your business to stay afloat if you've got at least 1 A-lister. Still, I've never heard of an agent with only 2 clients. Jules nods and readily puts it in his pocket before shaking his hand once more. Thank you, really. I hope this career pivot works out for you. For a brief moment, Rin looks like he's at a loss for words. Before anyone else notices, though, he's back to himself and cordially smiles. Thank you. Jules turns back to me and pats my arm. I've got a late night event I need to head to. Call me more, okay? Jules gives me another pat on the arm before heading out of the party. I really wasn't expecting that. Aw, a little embarrassed. That's nice. He made time to come by, though. Yeah, for a while he only had a handful of clients since he's still new to the industry. Recently, though, he's had a surge of new clients and prospects. It's kept him real busy for the past couple months. Better to be busy than waiting on phone calls. Hey, if he's new to the agent, does that mean he's your second agent? If he's new to the industry, does that mean he's your second agent? My heart stops for a second. Eh? She looks up at the ceiling innocently. You know, a couple weeks ago when we were eating out, you mentioned you played in commercials and shows as a kid. So, how does she remember this stuff? Serena shoos at her. That's not something you just ask. Why not? Serena flounders with her words as she turns back and forth from Angel and I. Some agents are picky and want their clients to do the heavy lifting. When they don't get the results they want, some agents will drop their clients. Why, of all people, is he still listening? They can do that? Well, I palm the back of my burning neck now that I'm on the hot seat. I don't see an easy way out. Yeah, he's my second agent. I signed with him over a couple years ago after leaving my first one. Victor toasts his almost empty glass. Good for you. Don't be so embarrassed about it. Of course, someone notices that something's amiss. Why'd you drop your old agent? Somehow, though, I'm able to answer without a second thought. We couldn't meet eye to eye on what roles I should try for. Act 3, stunt coordination. Oh, I do want to see the full game. I'm like, wait, we're getting snippets. Yeah, that'll have to be on my goal list. Sorry, I think I'm having minor. Well, okay, wait, I'm gonna look something. No, I'll just continue. I was just a little into. Right. No, that's not what the question is. How long do I don't want to. Okay, let's see. I don't like it when I try to look up questions and everything wants to give me AI overviews. I'm not looking for AI overview. I just want like an article or something. Let's see. Okay, 2 hours. I'm sorry. I'm just like, yesterday I might have had like a minor allergic reaction, and it might be still affecting me, and yeah. But that's also, I have a new medication, so it could also be that. 1 to 2 days afterwards. Yeesh. Okay, well, whatever. Anyway, let's carry on. Sorry about that. Chin up again. I don't think I've read his voice the same anytime either. Ren pounds the ground with the blunt end of his wooden stick. I look up to see him wiping sweat off his face and glowering at me. I'd probably look at myself that way too after failing the same stunt 14 times in a row. Okay. I push myself back up off the ground with some difficulty. With each attempt, I feel myself slowing down, my movements becoming even more sluggish. So I feel right now. We're seriously behind, but I have to get through this stunt at least twice before we can move on. Our instructor helps us reset our positions to give it another try. The stunt is simple enough. Rin tries to disarm the pole arm in my hands. We have a struggle. He flips it around and almost chokes me with it. Then I kick out his knee to break free. But I keep messing up the timing. One time I'll hold onto the pole too long when we're both tugging on it. Another time I'll misstep when he pulls it back and has me in a chokehold with it. It's part of the longest fight scene we've practiced for the show, and my inexperience is finally coming to full view. I'd be deeply ashamed if I weren't so darn exhausted and sore. Keep your eyes on me. He tugs the pole arm to start the back and forth of tug of war. It was either too hard a pull or my arms are too weak, because the pole is snatched out of my grasp in an instant. The force pushes me back to the hard floor dojo. So much for a fight. Side note, this is reminding me of A3, because A3 is about actors, but they're theater actors, not like TV and movie actors. But in the first arc, one of the characters really struggles with this stunt, the fight scene they added in. And the director, she's like, well, maybe we should just cut it, because we really need to, be able to do the show. And if we can't get this fight scene, because the show's coming up, if we can't get this fight scene, then maybe we should just cut it. And the other actor in this scene is upset because he got really praised on that scene, and he's like, what? But I'm doing so well. It's not my fault he sucks at this. That's kind of like the vibe. But like later, the one who was struggling with it was talking to the director, and he's like asking for another chance to do the scene and saying that like he really doesn't want to like disappoint, and he's really happy to be here at the theater because this is like becoming his little family. And the other one does overhear this and kind of feels bad. So then in the morning, like, takes him to practice and like actually slows down more so that he can catch up. I don't know, that's what this is reminding me of. A3, you can watch that. The A3 is both an anime and a phone game, so you can read it. Well, actually, you kind of can't read it. You're gonna have to search it. They no longer have the English server But if you find the anime does have a, well, there's both, you can watch it subbed or dubbed. My introduction to A3 was the dubbed anime. Okay, let me continue this. Apologies. The force pushes me back to the hard dojo floor. So much for a fight. Is that the best you've got? Just wasting my time? Rin takes 2 steps forward, and I don't think he's about to help me up. Alright, that's enough. Our instructor steps between us and calls for a 15-minute break. We're seriously behind and about to go overtime. Rin storms over to a refreshment table, where he downs a full glass of water. I've never seen someone drink with such a sour scowl. I can feel any possible goodwill I've gained with him draining by the second. The instructor isn't much happier either. He's clearly trying to watch what he says, given Rin's temper. But he's still just as frustrated with me. See, this is where I'd quit. I know it's too late to quit, but this is where I'd quit. Being me, I'd be like, well, I've burned all my bridges. Guess I'm heading out now. He paces on the other side of the room, hand rubbing the back of his neck. I'm too worn out to get up from the practice mat. I just lay down and close my eyes to catch my breath. At this rate, I don't see us getting through all the stunts today. We don't need to have it perfect by today, thankfully, but my poor attempts aren't helping. I clasp my throbbing head that's damp from sweat. I'm going to get some water, clean up some in the restroom, and come back ready to finish this. We're going to get through this. At least that's what I hoped. When I moved my hand and eased up, a water bottle hits me square in the face. Ow. Sorry. I can't even get through regular stunt coordination in one piece. But now people are trying to break my nose. If I'd been wearing my glasses, they probably would have broken. Looming over me with a surprised look on her face is Angel, hand covering her mouth. She must have walked into the training room after we started our break. You look too tired to get up, so I thought I'd help. Somewhere off in the distance, Rin retorts, he needs all the help he can get. She leans down to check my face, putting her cool hands on my cheeks. No, it's not that her hands are so cool, it's that my face is still red hot from practice. Finding a bruise on me now is impossible. I'm alright, thanks. I don't bother trying to sit upright again, instead leaning against my elbow on the ground to better talk to her. What are you doing here? Practice, of course. I look down, and sure enough, she's wearing a practice leotard. Has our practice session already gone over? She looks back from me and crouches on the balls of her feet. I figured I'd show up a little early. The lighting here is great. Oh, she just came early to record some videos to post, of course. Stay on the other side of the room, then. He strides past us, not even looking at me, to grab something. Angel looks between the two of us, taken aback by the audacity. She leans closer to me. The heck is up with him? All I can do is sigh. Bad day to practice. Only bad when you can't control your feet. With a thrust of the arm, he pops open a metal practice stick in place. It's heavier than what we've been using so far, and more accurate to what we'll be filming with. Angel looks back at me even more concerned now. but with an extra layer of pouting as she realizes now is not a good time to record anything. I put my hand out and she helps me to my feet. My 15-minute break is coming to a close and I barely had any time to rest. The remainder of training goes by pretty much as expected. I still mess up my timing and hit Rin's feet with my tennis shoes a few more times. I don't grab the pole arm at the right place and more mishaps. We skip the scenes for now and try the other ones on our list, which goes somewhat better, but failing again and again from earlier in the day has taken a toll on me. Alright, let's call it for the day. Rin huffs and tosses the practice pole to the floor with a loud clang. I know I shouldn't be relieved after that poor performance, but I am. There's not a muscle on me that isn't aching. I could fall asleep on the mat floor right now if they'd let me. Of course I don't, because Angel's up practicing one of her scenes. We don't always know what each person is filming if we're not in the same shots together, so I don't actually know what it's for. She gives me a look of pity as I avoid going anywhere near Rin's general direction and stumble out of the training room. Oh, look at this little shark. This is a nice little bedroom here. I mean, I guess this is a bed, but I like it. Some kind of ringing somewhere hits my ears. Despite my throbbing head, I open my eyes to a pitch dark room and roll over. I must have fallen asleep as soon as I got back to my trailer. I feel around for my phone and answer it before it stops ringing. Hello? God, were you asleep? It's like 4 p.m. I push myself up. Sure enough, the clock reads 3:53 p.m. I groan. I was gonna ask if you wanted to join our reservation tonight at a steakhouse downtown. He says a few more things. Something about how special their prime rib is and how they use homemade butter. But I'm only half listening as I rub my eyes. My stomach starts to grumble. Yeah, I'll go. You sure? Yeah. Alright, cool. We'll leave out here around 4:40. He tells me a few more things, like the dress code before hanging up. I just stare blankly back at my phone. I royally messed up at practice. There's no way around that, and regrettably, I don't see any way of fixing it. We'll reconvene tomorrow morning. I could try and practice on my own, but I don't see it helping if I don't know his movements. Tomorrow I'll ask the instructor to go step by step slowly with me. Rin is used to fast-paced learning, where he brute forces his way through it. He must have become used to that style of learning when on bigger, more action-driven sets. Compared to some of the trailers for blockbusters he's filmed, these scenes should be a piece of cake to him, and here I am tripping over his feet. I toss myself back against my bed and stare at the darkened ceiling. If I can't get this down, then what? Will they get a stunt double to do it? Will they change the scene to something easier? Will they cut it out entirely? Yeah, see, because in A3, they couldn't do any of that. They were really, this is like, they were trying to put this theater back together. They were trying to, so their only options were if he couldn't get it, they were just going to cut the scene or try to make it a little simpler, but yeah, but they had added it in anyway because they were like, oh, this would be cool, and then they were like, this isn't working. But then it worked out in the end. Will they replace me? Scary thought, isn't it? Is someone going back to being antisocial? I irritatedly take a sip of my soda. I feel like I'm being lectured by my parents again about not coming out of my room. I just fell asleep after practice. I like that bow. Oh look, bows. Oh, he's not wearing a bow. the rest of them have bows matching. Put on a bow. Taking a hot shower and forcing myself to look half decent for a nice meal has definitely helped my energy. But my mood is still just as sour as a couple hours ago. I can just picture how bad tomorrow is going to be. Across from me, Angel leans back in her chair, trying to hide a smirk. I've never met someone who's so transparently always up to something and terrible at it. Is something up? I idly poke my salad, but before I can speak, Angel answers for me. He had a few slip-ups at practice. Well, a lot. I didn't ask for your commentary. The outburst genuinely surprises her and the rest of the table. I shrink down in my chair and rub the back of my neck. Sorry, I had training practice at Rin earlier. I kept messing up the stunts. Victor tilts his head. You've done stunt coordination before though, right? I just keep staring at the ground. Dance coordination? Any kind of choreography? I've done some movement choreography before. It's just been a while. And how long is a while? I pick at my salad again. A year or two? He whistles. Does Lucky know about this? I told him I didn't have any experience with action scenes. Serena leans against the table. What'd they say? That we'd figure something out. So much for that. Have you mentioned it to them? If the instructor didn't, I'm sure Rin's already complained to them. Victor's drink hits the table with a loud thud. What, just because we're not the usual A-listers he's used to working with? Nope, I keep calling her Angela. Angel nibbles on her bread and turns her gaze to the side before speaking up. You didn't see how practice went. I give an exasperated sigh. It's not his fault I'm no good. Victor readjusts himself before continuing. Well, what was the problem? You had to rehearse the stunt for the first episode, so this isn't your first time. I fiddle with my sleeve cuffs. I really didn't want to make tonight all about myself. I kept messing up on the timing. You did fine enough with the scene in the first episode, though. The scene has a lot more moving parts all at once. It's harder to get the movements right. One moment I'll be too slow, another moment I'll misstep where I'm supposed to be. You can't get the rhythm right. I hang my head in defeat. Yeah. Serena musters up the most encouraging smile she can. I'm sure you'll get the hang of it tomorrow. I just hang my head lower and sigh. Victor tosses me a glossy drink menu. Fretting about it isn't going to help anything, that's for sure. Take it easy for the rest of the night and tackle it tomorrow. I shove the drink menu back at him. I can't get drunk. I have a hard enough time practicing while sober. I'll drink in your honor then. You can drink to my unemployment. Oh, come on, it's not that bad. They're not gonna fire you after one bad day at practice. Especially you, the lead. I can't help but look at him in disbelief. Haven't you done some stunt work before, Victor? How'd you get through it? His confident expression quickly turns to airy unsureness. Oh, we had a really great instructor. He guided us through it step by step. Angela holds a roll in front of his mouth. If you don't have anything helpful to say, then just eat some more bread. I am helping. He looks back at me as if he's waiting on my approval. I just look away at my soda. After a moment of thinking, he breaks the silence. Why not ask Rin for help? Angel gives a haughty faux laugh. Yeah, that's not happening. He huffs at her. Why do you think all my ideas are that bad? If you'd been at practice today, you'd understand. The difference is night and day. He still doesn't get it. Instead taking a bite out of his new bread roll. Did you ask a novelist how to write your first book? Do you ask a novelist how to write your first book, or do you learn from teachers? Someone of that caliber doesn't remember what it's like to just start out. What it's like to not have a grasp of the basics. And who told you that? My agent. I get it. I'm beyond helping. Victor goes to take another bite of bread, but his attention moves elsewhere. I look to my left, where Serena is idly stirring her drink with her straw, watching the ice cubes clink against each other. What you thinking about? She gives a little jolt and realizes we're all looking at her now. Oh, well, I was just thinking, if I remember correctly, Mr. Clark used to be in action movies when he was younger. He might have some pointers for you. If Rin isn't of any help, I don't know if he'll be. That dude's gotta be like 70. It's worth a shot to ask him tomorrow after filming. Her actual meaning is clear. He is a lot easier to talk to than Rin. I'll give it a shot, thanks. Better than nothing, I suppose. I like that they get to wear different outfits. You know, the characters, I feel like we've seen them in like several different clothes and each time they appear. There's a lot of work went into this game. Falling asleep last night was near impossible, given my extended nap in the afternoon, but I was somehow able to get 7 hours of sleep. It doesn't feel like much, but it should get me through the day. Now my nerves are another story. I've never had guts of steel, but I feel ready to throw up at any minute. Sorry, had to drink some water. Sometimes, when I don't, I can just feel it. I can just feel it in my throat after doing a lot of reading. It's impossible for me to imagine stunt practice going any different from yesterday. The nausea comes in waves, but each wave hits me harder than the last as the practice session looms closer. Good job today. Like always, Mr. Clark greets me with a warm smile and friendly handshake. I'm surprised he's not a more popular actor with how professional and amiable he is. Thank you, you too. The words are short, but it's hard getting them out of my throat. We walk over to the refreshments table together, now that our scenes are done. I've got to ask him now, before he heads back to his trailer. Say, Mr. Clark. He stops himself before his water bottle reaches his lips. What is it? Don't get cold feet now. I was just wondering, asking him anything will be easier than showing back up to practice completely unprepared. Have you ever filmed action scenes? He puts his water bottle down and looks up, thinking back to something. When I was younger, much younger, I did for a time. Nowadays, I only perform light action scenes and have a body double when necessary. How was it hard for you to get used to coordinating the stunts? Mr. Clark turns to me and just smiles. At first, yes. I struggled to consistently get the tempo right. tempo. We're not talking about music. That's when I had an instructor pull me aside and sign me up for dance lessons. Dance lessons? That's funny because while they were talking at the restaurant, when they mentioned that you can't find the rhythm, I was like, oh, you should do some practice dances with Angel, like, because she knows she has all those dances on her dance videos on her channel. So it'd be like, you just do practice to dance. I guess that really would work. I was against it immediately. I was filming a Western, not trying out for a ballet recital. To make matters worse, I was in my late 20s at the time. I'd rather have died than being caught at a dance studio. He chuckles to himself thinking about it. I put up such a fuss about it that the instructor signed my co-star up for dance classes with me, so I'd have someone to complain to. It was rough making it through the first week, but we pulled through somehow. Did it help? Yes, definitely. Despite all my protesting, it really did help. Maybe I can ask our instructor, Cassandra, to sign me up for a dance class. It won't help me any today, though. It was easier to work on my feet, and I gained a sense of rhythm. His sense of rhythm. Angel used that word too. I have rhythm, just not with my feet. That's great. Are the action scenes giving you a tough time? I can't help but nod. Oh, did you see that? Did you see how the camera moved? Wait. Let's see. It's like little details. Little details. I don't know, it's cool. A little bit. Try a dance class. And in person with an instructor. With an instructor will help the most. But they most likely have classes online now too. That's true, though I'd rather go in person. Me too. I feel like going in person to some things. Like, I'm more of an in-person type person. I feel like it's, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Thank you. I'll look into it. You looked like something was worrying you today. If the scenes are bothering you that much, talk to Lucky about it. Don't try to push through it by yourself. He gives me a sincere, comforting smile. It's not hard to give him a smile back. Whatever I had for breakfast was too much. I could feel it coming up my throat as I step into the large practice room. Lynn is already here, stretching in a loose, hanging top and shorts. He doesn't bother looking to see who entered. I put my stuff down and get ready before approaching him and our instructor. Rin finally turns my direction, his eyes narrowing at me. I'm sorry about yesterday. He doesn't say anything. I was wondering, have you ever had dance lessons? His death stare turns into confusion. Huh? To help with coordination? He can't help but stop glaring at me when he sees I'm being earnest. Not to help with coordination, but I have taken a few dance lessons for filming. It helps with learning the beat. The beat? Angel and Mr. Clark both mentioned the rhythm and the tempo, and stunt coordination is similar enough to dancing to establish a rhythm, but in order to have a rhythm, you need a beat to follow. Wait right here. I run back to my bag and dig around for my phone. The two of them look between themselves and back at me at a loss for words. Once I have the right app up, I walk back over and show it to them. Can we use a metronome today? A metronome? Rin still doesn't get it, but the instructor catches on immediately. He hits his own palm with his fist. That might work. He puts my phone on the podium and helps us get in our starting places. The evenly spaced ticking bounces off the walls and gives me a beat to work with. I close my eyes and psych myself up. It's just like choir practice at school. Now that we're working with the metronome, we walk through the first stunt together. I count each step with the tempo and let Ren take the lead and our instructor guide us. 2 steps here, push here, wait, pull here, wait half a beat, push again, a beat and a half, flip around. My back hits his chest as he pulled the pole arm into a choking position. Ren's expression becomes a lot calmer and more focused as we go through the stunt again and again. It's not perfect, but it's leagues better than the day before. Before long, we're able to get past the problem scene with an acceptable margin of error. Phew. I take a long drink of water. My nerves are still shot from the anxiety earlier, but I'm able to start calming down now that we're done for the day. To my left, Rin wipes some sweat from his forehead, not paying attention to me. No news is good news, I guess. Our instructor agrees to find a dance class for me. With that settled, I grab my bag and head out. Hey. Before I get a few steps out the door, Rin calls out to me. My nerves kick me in my stomach. I'd be nervous too. I'm like, we're done practicing for the day. What more do you want to say to me? But it probably won't be so mean. I turn around to face him with the best innocent looking face I can, despite my anxiety. Where'd you get the idea to use a metronome? That's it? I practiced with one when I was in choir in school. He gives me a look like he's reappraising me. Oh, so you were a choir kid. Is everyone here a theater kid? Were you in theater? He readjusts his backpack and shrugs. I was too busy filming things to be in something that active, so I took choir. I can't even argue with him there. Out of the 3 main creative classes my school had to choose from, choir, band, and theater, choir was by far the least strenuous and time-intensive. If your choir wasn't good, you didn't have that many concerts to attend, but the band and theater were always practicing in the afternoons. At least at my school. Trying to film some shows and movies as a rising star while in high school sounds stressful enough. We've got practice again this weekend. See you. He waves and heads out, seemingly over his mad spell from yesterday. I don't understand this guy. Act 5, Painting. I thought it was a little later. What time was it? Oh, okay. Finally an actual full day off. It's been weeks since I had an entire day off. No meetings, no interviews, no photo shoots, no last minute calls, just time to myself. Time to ignore everyone else. I didn't save. Let me save. Oh, I didn't. Oh, we didn't see Act 4. Chapter 4, I guess. Finally, an actual full day off. Oh wait, I read that. I fill 2 glasses up with water and set them to the side of my table, along with my brush cleaner and mixing tray. I think I'm ready. Attending auditions, moving, practicing scenes, I haven't been able to really sit down. Nothing has been normal in months. No, I guess this is just my new normal now. I stare at the blank canvas and then back at the paint to my side. It's been years since I last painted, so I thought it'd be a nice treat to grab some paint on sale with my last paycheck. The space is just too small. It's a nice sized trailer, larger than I've ever had before, but it's just not good for painting on this large of a canvas. need better lighting, natural lighting. Come to think of it, there was a room near Soundstage 2 that wasn't being used and had some skylights. It's Sunday in the middle of the day, so surely most people are out in town, right? No one will see me, right? I carefully bundle up my paint and brushes into a burlap sack. The canvas is too big to put in something, so I'll have to tote it out in the open. But nobody will see it, right? Hesitantly, I open the door to my trailer. There's no one around, but I still wait to see if I hear anyone. Once I think the coast is clear, I make a mad dash towards Soundstage 2 with the canvas in hand and burlap sack jostling my side. It's a fine day out amidst a recent heat wave. Today is refreshingly cool despite the sun being out. Painting outside would be nice, but someone would see me, and they'd ask me questions, and they want to watch me paint. I can't relax while people are looking over my shoulder. I weave in and out of the other trailers and buildings as I make my way towards the sound stages. The entire production set is pretty big. I still haven't seen a lot of it yet. Maybe someday, but not today. By the time I actually reach the soundstage, I'm heaved over and sorely out of breath. I lean against the wall in a poor attempt to rest. I can't believe. Sorry, did that jostle the mic? I can't believe they have someone like me out here doing fight scenes. That's just a recipe for disaster, but Lucky is adamant I'll get the hang of it. Because we're not filming today, the sound stages are locked up. That is, they are for the most part, aside from a couple of singular rooms attached. I make my way to one on the west wing. Did you hear that sound? It was like the terrible wrought iron squill. A terrible wrought iron squill hits the air as I push the door open. But did you hear it? Did you hear the sound? The room in question is deserted, with a layer of dust and a few odd leaves covering the few boxes inside. It's small, sure, but it's very open and has a large old window on the roof and wall. The lighting isn't the best, but I'll take it. I pull over a bench from the corner and set up my collapsible easel. It takes a few moments to get resituated. Oh my gosh. I was like, what word is that? I was like, okay. But before long, I'm ready to start painting again. The last step is getting out of my earbuds and some music. Getting out my earbuds. I said out of. The last step is getting out my earbuds and some music. That is a large canvas. I still don't know what to think about all of this. I'm happy I got the role, sure, but the past few months, I feel like I've been on autopilot. I go to rehearsals and stunt coordinations, I attend interviews and publicity stunts, I film scenes and photo shoots. The days pass by without me even realizing it. It's not that time really flies. It's that I wake up, go to my appointments, eat, go to sleep, and do it all over again. The others keep inviting me to go out to eat, or to parties, or to just hang out, but sometimes it feels so suffocating. I want to make friends with them, but I can't think straight when I have to be around others every hour of the day. Oh, that's pretty. I talked such a big game in my interview with Lucky, saying things like, I want to find myself. I wanted to sound cool and not so selfish. I wanted to show my parents I could stand on my own. I stand up from my bench and stretch. The canvas has some paint on it now, but it's all messy, some random strokes. It looks less like I painted something and more like I was testing colors. Well, I like the tree. I really like the tree here. Yeah, I like it. Should I go get a snack? I should be safe to leave my painting stuff here, especially for just half an hour or so. I take out my earbuds and examine my work so far. What's it supposed to be? I wasn't expecting a voice so close to me. I really wasn't expecting to hear in. He's standing a few feet away, dressed like he's just come off some set in a black leather jacket and dark pants. He's got a hand in his jacket pocket and another hand on his chin, like he's investigating something. My mouth is agape as to my terror. Rin steps closer to the easel and inspects the mess I threw together on the canvas. Why, of all people who could have found me, did it have to be him? I was careful. I thought no one was following me. How long has it been here? How did you find me? He doesn't look up at me, instead staring at the canvas. Well, that's for the best, considering I can't imagine how terrible my expression is right now. I saw you running through the trailers with some big white thing. I got curious. I thought everyone was gone or inside. I try to relax some as my heartbeat slows down. It's hard enough being natural around him, let alone when he sneaks up on me. I was walking back from a photo shoot. I almost asked him if there was a photo shoot today that I missed before I realized it's most likely for a different project. I'm sure he has a lot of other obligations. How long have you been painting? About half an hour? He eases up and gives me an odd look. You've only been painting for half an hour? I quickly realized what he probably meant and waved my hand. No, I just started this painting half an hour ago. I've been painting for a few years now. He nods and turns back to the canvas. There's not much artistic value to see on it right now. Do you paint regularly? I rub my arm. Don't have the time anymore. It's just a little hobby I had. Yeah, I feel it. Do you have any hobbies? Of course he does. Everyone does. He scratches his chin. And looks up at the tall ceiling. It's like he's actually giving it a lot of thought. Can't think of any. This guy isn't serious, right? There's gotta be something. He shrugs. Acting is my job. You shouldn't consider your career a hobby. Smoking definitely isn't a hobby. I used to listen to music a lot when I was younger, but going to concerts is fun, but it's a pain now. What's the point if I can't be down in the crowd? This is just sad. I guess I like going out to see plays. I haven't seen one in a while though. And I don't care to watch recordings unless it's a play I've already seen. I shouldn't be so surprised. Theater keeps popping up as an inspiration for everyone. Still, it makes me feel even more like an outsider. I've never seen more than a school play in person. And I've never been the type to watch them uploaded in 240p from a shaky phone camera. Don't knock it, teacher. Let's see. Plays I've seen. Well, I've mostly seen musical plays. I haven't seen, plays. But musicals I've seen. I saw The Lion King. I'm pretty sure I've seen 13. Uploaded. Be More Chill. Not live. But I also like listening to music. I've listened to Heathers. And Oh, I've seen Hamilton. You know they had that one available. They recorded it. Oh, I've also seen Shrek the musical like that. It was on Netflix. You seen Shrek the musical? I enjoyed it. I could be a hero. Sorry. What do you like about them? Again, he pauses for a moment before answering. It's raw, but extremely refined. Have you ever heard the phrase that a play is a living thing? It's because no two play enactments are the same. If they flub a line, or someone doesn't get their steps right, or if one of the props doesn't work, they can't just take 5 like us. They don't get to reshoot a scene in front of a sold out crowd. They get one take for that performance and that's it. That's what will be solidified for the rest of the play. For some reason, whenever he starts talking to me, I can't stop talking back. Have you ever been in a play? No, but I'd like to. Gotta do the mainstream work while I'm still relevant. He says the last part with a depreciating smirk. I really can't make heads or tails of this guy. A buzzing sound starts to come from his pocket. He takes a few steps away to check his phone. Looks like I've got a call to make. See you. He waves as he leaves. I'm back to peace and quiet again. I throw paint on the canvas for another hour before packing up and heading back to my trailer. Aw, you didn't eat. Act 6, late night practice. Okay. Okay, we got about 30 minutes left. Feeling a little antsy. Hang on, give me like 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Sorry. Oh, there's no music playing. Yeah, there's still no music playing. Okay. Sorry, it's just gonna be silent for a second. There's no music. Okay, that was see. It was really. Oops, sorry, that was my chair. I don't know if you heard it or not, but it was really loud. But yeah, okay, I'm back. Like I said, it was really quick. I just need to check something real fast. I was getting antsy about something. I had to go look and make sure it's okay. But yeah, we're back. We are back. We're about to be assigned around amount of lives. We have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. No way. Okay. So we are in chapter 6. I'm very curious about the full game. Cause like I don't know. I guess let me finish this and then yeah, let's finish this real quick. I don't know how much longer it is. But anyway, I slide out of my hotel room and down the corridor. This is the right room number, right? I'd hate to knock on the wrong one. Hesitantly, I knock. The door opens a crack, revealing Rin in a rather casual outfit, wearing a loose-fitting t-shirt and lounge pants. It must be business as usual for him, because he lets me in the door without saying a word. He doesn't look annoyed, but he also doesn't look happy. I've realized over the past few months he has a resting bored face when he's not on camera. I step inside and close the door behind me. By the time I turn around, Rin has already headed back to the lounge area. It immediately dawns on me how much bigger his room is than mine. It's like making me antsy that there's no sound. Where'd it go? Yeah, it's just nothing. You're here at the pages. Like, oh, what's happening? For starters, there's a lounge area. Not one. What was this one called? Late night practice. Oh, okay. I can infer what's happening. But there's no music. For starters, there's a lounge area. Not one plush chair in the corner pushed against the table that's supposed to be a desk. It's a full lounge area complete with a coffee table and end tables. Against the wall to my left is a mini bar full of candy bars and fancy looking drinks, taking up most of the back wall. Taking up most of the back wall are giant window panes overlooking the back of the hotel. A cracked open door to my right probably leads to the actual bedroom part of the hotel room. Rin sits down on a couch beside Serena. I stop gawking and follow suit, sitting across from him beside Victor. Before I can pull out my copy of the script, there's another knock at the door. Rin sighs and goes to answer it. Beside me, Victor isn't even trying to be covert about looking around. I didn't know they made rooms this nice outside of Atlanta. We're not exactly in the boondocks, you know. Serena scratches her chin, avoiding me. No, but the town does have sort of a nice... Nope, that doesn't say nice at all. Okay. No, but the town does have sort of a rustic charm to it. I sigh. Just admit you think we're in the backwoods. They're both suddenly interested in their phones. Behind me, Angel walks in the room. Huh? How did everyone else get here before me? Rin checks his phone before answering. Because someone didn't finish their live stream until 30 seconds ago? She makes a cute, I'm totally innocent wink. I lost track of time. You can't hold it against me. Says who? We agreed to meet at 8. You're wasting even more time now. Come on, let's get started. With a satisfied smirk on her face, she prances past him and flumps onto the armchair. Rin smacks the back of the couch with his script irritably as he walks around it to join us. Now that we're all here, can we begin? Please. We all flip to the correct page, which is towards the back. I look over the scene again quickly in the silence. It's the climax of the episode where we all have a there's no all. It's the climax of the episode where we have a confrontation with Rin and his gang in the woods at night. A majority of the scene is between myself, Rin, and Angel. But part of the way through, Victor and Serena join us in the woods. So, Angel and I will be walking through the woods together at night when we're ambushed. Rin flips back and forth between a few pages. I'll be standing on some sort of rock face, staring down when I appear, from the looks of it. Angel waves her script in the air. Is it really an ambush if we're the ones looking for trouble? From what I've read, you're the one up to no good. Rude. She doesn't even bother to look up from her script when replying. And then Serena and I will run up after hearing the commotion. Angel flips the page. I'll get it all right on the first try, so don't make me repeat myself. Is this what 2 million followers does to you? Give you confidence through the roof? Think you can walk around here? Nope. Me messing up already. Her, don't make me repeat myself. Me messing up lines. Okay, I'm funny. Oh, I don't have a laughing emoji. An emote. I'll work on that. Think you can walk around alone out here? That you're safe because you're not that far from the city? There's a moment of silence before we all turn to Angel. Eh? Rin slaps the script, staring her down. Yep. Eh, you're supposed to say your next line. Angel leans forward, gripping the armrest. I can't do it on command like that. You have to give me some warning. Fine, there's your warning. Can we get started reviewing? We have. She tries to flip open her script, but Rin snatches it from her, holding it behind himself. If you refuse to study on your own, then just admit it. While he's concentrating on her, I steal the script back from him. Let's get back to the scene, okay? He whips his glare at me before turning around and sitting back down in his seat. Does this guy ever smile or enjoy anything? Angel meagerly accepts her script back as I hand it to her. I flip over to where we were in my own script. The first half will be mostly dialogue, but after Victor and Serena arrive, it'll turn into a fight. Despite my poor attempt at our last stunt coordination, Rin doesn't say anything about this. He doesn't even look up from his script. Maybe he's already forgotten it. That might be wishful thinking, though. You know, when we were practicing our last stunt, I didn't picture it happening in the marshlands. Freshly wet ones at that. Yay. The two of them compare notes on their own. For the sake of time and practicality, none of us practice stunt coordination altogether, unless absolutely necessary. While we might all be in a fight scene together on screen at the same time. Excuse me. While we might all be in a fight scene together on screen at the same time, Lucky and their team, at least I'm hoping they have a team of assistants, write each one so the fights are modularized. In this scene, I'll be fighting with Rin, while Angel will be near me fighting with someone else, but our fights won't interact unless we make a mistake. Having been taken down a couple pegs, Angel quietly looks back over our scene. I look over the page she's not on and flip to it. Want to practice going back and forth? I'll read out what the other guys are saying. She looks up at me and nods, the little pout on her face dissipating. We spend the next half an hour going back and forth with the lines, repeating the scene multiple times. Rin drops his scowl and joins us after we get started, helping us get further along. The more we get through the scene, the more amicable he becomes. There's really no music here? The sun had already long set before we started, but the darkness of midnight feels even murkier as it crawls in from the broad windows. To my left, Victor yawns. I think that's enough for me tonight. What say you? Serena stands and stretches. Definitely. I think I'll forget what I'm supposed to do if I drill anymore. The two wave us goodnight, and Rin walks them to the door. Fatigue is creeping up on me too, but our part of the scene is much longer. I can tell Rin isn't ready to call it a night yet. Let's take a fiver. Angel, who was already half sprawled in the armchair and half leaning on my arm, lets out a long sigh before reaching for her drink. I wasn't as prepared and only brought my script and my phone. I nudge her off my shoulder and stand up to stretch. Catch. I turn to face him, almost getting hit with the water bottle in the process. I manage to catch it before it smacks me, but only barely. Why am I always at risk of being whacked with a water bottle around these people? Before I can thank him, Rin is already walking out on the balcony, cigarette in hand. I look back at Angel, who's already checking her notifications. For some reason, something compels me to go outside instead of sitting here for any longer. Ooh, that was kind of cool. How the screen. Ooh. I describe things so great. I slide the glass door open and step out on the dark balcony. My eyes have a hard time adjusting to how dark it is out here, but I'm still able to make out Rin leaning against the railing. Oh, music again. He doesn't say anything as I walk up beside him. The cold front from this afternoon made it downright chilly out here. I dressed comfortably, so I'll be fine for a little bit, but Rin is still in a short-sleeved shirt. A sharp gust lifts the back of his shirt up. Aren't you cold? He exhales. I won't be out here that long. I try to match where his gaze is fixated on. The balcony overlooks a long, winding creek that's mostly shrouded by the thick shrubbery. From here, I can make out the rhythmic bubbling of the water and the steady rustling of leaves. Above that though, is an almost cloudless sky. The front from earlier must have passed, as now the entire sky is sparkling with stars. That's where I find his gaze fixated on. Looks like we'll be able to shoot tomorrow after all, huh? Yeah. His gaze moves higher in the sky. The view here is nice, isn't it? I've always taken the night sky for granted. Growing up, you could see the stars clearly no matter where you were in town. Even in Atlanta, you can still make them out on clear nights. But up north, in the larger cities, not so much. This is probably a rarity for him. Yeah, 'cause light pollution. Light pollution makes it harder to see the stars. Light pollution. I think I've said this before, but light pollution also is part of the reason fireflies are going extinct, or so I've heard. Because, they use their lights to mate, but they don't shine as brightly as, like, all the lights in the city. They have something like that. He takes another puff from his cigarette, flicking it over the concrete on the balcony so as to not fall on the tree leaves below us. I'm sure it's all too wet to spark a flame anyway. It reminds me of home. That was about the last thing I expected him to say. I don't really know how to respond. Your home? He lifts his head further. We used to have an estate in Upper Vermont, right outside of Burlington, and just a couple hours away from the border. The night skies were like this. A gentle breeze ruffles his light hair. Nowadays, I'm too busy traveling. You don't go home much? I go home when I can, just not there. We moved out when I was a kid. He pushes a stray bang behind his ear before continuing. I went back to buy it a couple years ago, but it had burned down. I turned back to the overlook. The wind eases up now. The wind has eased up now. So now all I can hear is the creek gurgling and the crickets surrounding it. Do you like it here? When I turn to look at him, my eyes meet his. For the first time since I walked out here, he's turned his head to look at me. I involuntarily turn away, looking back at the ground. It's alright. I can hear him cough something along the lines of a heh. So you're not the type to go back home. I'd prefer my home to be a one-bedroom apartment. He takes another long puff. What's keeping you here then? Surprised, I look over at him. His mouth isn't his typical neutral look. To most people, he would look kind of tired, almost bored. But there's a fervor in his eyes. It's the same intensity behind them as when he's working, whether that's filming a scene or practicing choreography. I almost feel like the next script he's been handed. I lean against the railing, messing with my hair with my hand. It's all a vain attempt to try to answer him. All the jobs are in Atlanta. I definitely can't afford Hollywood or Quebec. That doesn't mean it has to be your home, though. I laugh. Maybe not for someone like you. I was living on my agent's couch a few months ago. Oops. My hand that was on the side of my head is now on the back of my neck, pushing it down and onto the railing. I can feel my face heating up despite the cold. I just had to blurt it out to the worst person to tell on set, huh? A nervous smile creeps up on my face. I don't want to see whatever expression he's making right now. Don't mention that to anyone, okay? I can hear him adjust his posture. I won't. I sigh, with my forehead still against the cold iron railing. I open my eyes to see the ground below me. I didn't want to stay with them, and that meant leaving them all behind. My gaze lingers on the trees, swaying gently below us. All I can smell is the smoke. A few moments pass before he responds. Do you regret it? A skittish laugh escapes me. I'm going to be sick. What kind of question is that? I don't know. I hear him exhale. Sometimes you need your space. Sometimes you gotta cut people out. Sometimes family is all you have. I lift my head up from the railing and look at him wide-eyed. He's still looking out on the horizon. His cigarette is almost gone. Ren didn't say much, but it somehow feels more honest than anything I've heard him say before. His eyes are narrowed in on the stars, as if he's trying to puncture some intangible memory with his words. I mumble out a small, yeah, as I can't find any other words. I scratch the back of my head, trying to figure out how I got myself in the situation to begin with. He snubs the butt of a cigarette against the concrete. I doubt any of them would care, but I won't tell them. I nod, staring at the ground beside him. But you'll have to tell me sometime over drinks how you managed to go from a couch to this. Surprised, I look up at him. My heart skips a beat when I see his smile. I just stare at him before he walks back inside. Even though it was only a moment, it was the warmest I've ever seen him smile. You got invited to drinks. Oh, Act 8. Bartending and bar hopping. See, that skipped right over Act 7. I gotta get the full game at some point. My curiosity is piqued. Wow, this place is fully not packed. Nope, finally. I can read. Wow, this place is finally not packed. Serena and I stroll into a small bar off of the side alley in downtown Atlanta. It feels weird to call a bar quaint, especially in this district. But it's accurate, if not for the bottles of alcohol and wine lining the back wall. This place could be a cafe. Maybe it is during the day. The bar is currently only about half occupied, as it's a work night. The bar is currently only about half occupied as it's a work night. Of course, for us, almost every night is a work night. The few people that are in here are clearly under the age of 30. A couple sitting at the bar with their drinks, laughing to each other. But the bartender is nowhere to be seen. Maybe they're on break or in between shifts. Serena breezes in, familiar enough with the place that she knows where she wants to sit and makes a beeline to it. All I can do is follow suit. It's almost noon. Pretty cute place, isn't it? Yeah, it's alright. She sighs. It takes a lot to impress you, huh? We just got here. You know, we shouldn't stay too long. She sets her phone down on the table and hands me a menu. Nope. I'm not going to hear it. Find you a drink and order it. And you're going to get dreadfully dull if all you do is go from your trailer to filming to interviews every day. She huffs and gives a cute pout. Alright. I'll get one drink. One. I flip through the menu and land on the appetizers first. It's a wide array of interesting dishes for a bar to serve. From double-baked cheese potatoes to avocado chips. What do you normally get? Serena flips. Sorry, I forgot to put my phone in Do Not Disturb, so it's making all these noises. But that was actually an alarm. Okay. We'll finish the scene, and if it's not the end of the demo, I'm gonna get off for the day. Still. Yeah, I like looking at this game though. This game's pretty. Serena flips to pages towards the back to the more fruity drinks. She manages. Nope. Oh my gosh. See, my brain is going on sleep mode. It's not even time for bed. My brain is just like boom, 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 boom. Serena flips to pages towards the back, to the more fruity drinks. She points out mango cocktails, pineapple mojito, mojitos, and more. And here I am, barely able to remember a couple different beer names. A waiter swings by in a casual plaid button-up and takes our order before sauntering away to the kitchen, leaving us with waters. Serena starts staring off towards the wooden signs hanging above the entrance. During the day, this place is a cafe. They close for a few hours for dinner. Then around 8, they reopen as a bar. You've been here a lot, huh? She shifts her eyes, leaning back in her chair. Not really. Only found out about it after a few bar hopping trips. I like it here, though. It reminds me of my girlfriend. A soft sigh leaves her lips. I had a sneaking feeling that might be the case, but I kept my mouth shut. I met her while I was in Toronto a couple years ago. I was filming a TV show, and she was working as an understudy for the camera crew. We didn't actually meet on set, though. We met by chance at a cafe in downtown Toronto. She recognized me from the set and introduced herself. She'd been working on various productions in the area for years, but had yet to break out in her real passion, photography. I was still new to Toronto. It was hard for me to make friends with my schedule, an occasional language barrier, but she came in like a cool breeze. Her expression is soft. She idly stirs her glass of water. Our schedules didn't always line up, but when they did, we'd meet back up at that cafe. Some afternoons, she'd show me around town and introduce me to people. In exchange, I'd pose as her model. She lets go of her straw and sighs. But I never expected changing to a long-distance relationship would be so hard. We had it so easy when the only thing in our way was a 6-hour shoot. I didn't realize Toronto was that far away. I mean, it's only 2 hours away by plane. But I can't just hop on a plane every other day. I don't get that much paid time off. Maybe one week we'll get to film in Canada. It'll be your luck that we go to Vancouver. No, don't say that. I'll be back there filming someday. Someday. You're so uplifting. She rests her chin in her palm, leaning further against the table. Anywhere you want to film? Here is fine. So you've got someone here. I look away from her with a humph. I didn't say that. It gets lonely not having someone to talk to after a long day at work. Are you just complaining about long distance? You really only hear what you want to hear, don't you? So, are you the type to not care about that sort of thing? I sip on my water, agitated, but when I look back at her, the small grimace that had crept on my face goes away. There's a plain look on her face as she looks at me. Nothing more, nothing less. Why am I getting agitated at her over this? She's clearly just trying to talk to me, and yet I'm always responding like this. Standoffish, abrasive. No wonder they're always saying I never leave my trailer. When I do, I snap at them. Nico? I push my head down, scratching the back of my hair. I haven't found anyone who will put up with me yet. She puts her arm down on the table and pauses. It's only a moment before she brightens up. Maybe you need someone who no one else can stand. Your optimism is something else. The waiter comes by, bringing our appetizers and alcohol. Serena wastes no time in trying out her drink, while I meagerly sip on mine. It's not bad, but a little too sour for my tastes. Waiting around for someone to understand you is fine and all, but it's fine and all. She pulls apart a fried onion ring and points it at me. But you're not going to get very far if you don't open up to anyone. I nibble on a mozzarella stick. They're making me want food. Hard to meet new people when I'm too busy filming. Who says you have to meet new people? I'm not going to date a coworker. So defeatist. At least give me a reason why. I pick up my drink and lean a little closer. Alright, who would I go out with? Angel? Too outgoing. She'd wear me out, dragging me to places and wanting to film everything. If you consider it dragging, then you've already lost. She's also too popular. I've seen too many videos speculating who she's going out with. Why are you watching those? I keep scrolling and they keep reappearing in my recommendations. Blame her for being so popular. Anyway, maybe Victor? Not my type. He's too tall. And he's too tall. He's like normal height. What is your type then? Sorry. Family member came in. I had a quick conversation. What can I say without embarrassing myself? To be honest, I've never given it enough thought to put it down on paper. I like cute girls, hot guys, and attractive others. If I had to pick what I'm usually attracted to, though, masculine makes me laugh. Masculine makes me laugh. Those are the 2 points. My brain processed that slowly. I was like, what? Masculine makes him laugh? No. Masculine, and so someone who's masculine, someone who makes him laugh. Those are typical gravitation points. That's it? I'm not expecting you to find a perfect match. Half the guys on set fit that description. Heck, half the guys in this bar probably do. She sighs, taking another drink before looking back at me. Sorry, another quick conversation with family. She sighs, taking another drink before looking at me. Okay, what about Rin? No. You can't just reject a guy that quickly. I ignore her and take one of her onion rings. He's way out of my league. And besides, I barely like talking to the press. Openly dating a mega celebrity would be a walking nightmare. She scratches her chin. Huh, you think so? He seems a lot more down to earth than I thought he'd be. And somehow he's an a-hole in ways I was never expecting. Doesn't matter, it's not happening. Serena takes a long drink from her fruity cocktail. I've already forgotten what drinks we ordered. It doesn't have to be someone we work directly with. There's plenty of people on set. You just have to introduce yourself to them. Yeah, see, it's the part that comes after that I trip up on. Okay, treat it like networking then. Networking, dating, it's the same starting goal with different endings. Just get to know people. Networking is hard though. Like, that's a little bit of a relatable part. It's like, it's hard talking to people sometimes. At least I think that's harder talking to people in person, but also being the instigator of conversation. At least for me. I was better at it when I was young. Like elementary, early middle. She takes another long drink with a cute smile plastered on her face. And here I thought I was the lightweight. You look so stressed all the time. It's okay to lean on someone if some baggage is weighing you down. But you act like you don't have anyone like that. You've got more people willing to take a bag from you than you think. Even in the dim lighting, I can make out the flush on her cheeks. It's hard for me to look her in the face. I palm the back of my neck. I really have let the stress get to me. Thank you. I mumble out an apology as best I can. She starts giggling. You can thank me by drinking some more with me. Yeah. Serena sets her second drink down, ice and alcohol gone. Just looking at it makes me pick up my water again. That was great. See, you don't just stay in your trailer all day after work. Sure, but next time, let's go somewhere with less drinking. She nods quickly. All right. I leave a tip for the waiter and I help her outside. We take a step outdoors onto the street in downtown Atlanta. It's dark out now, with the street lamps and brightly lit shops guiding the way for people out and about. The night air is much cooler than I was expecting, but there's something about it that's refreshing. On my arm, Serena shivers. I'm definitely ready to go home. So soon? Oh, now you want to go around town? Consider me out. Aw. I look around the street. There's a good amount of people out and about. With the clear skies above and the cool breeze, I just don't feel like slinking back to my trailer just yet. How about we get you a cab? You're really going to stay out? Yeah, I think I am. I didn't drink as much as you, so don't worry about me. She pouts and looks me over. Alright. I let her lean against a light pole while I walk away to talk to a cabbie. Not surprisingly, there's very few out in this area, so I have to call one in. When I come back, she's on the phone. Text me when you get back, okay? She puts her phone to her chest to muffle her speech. Why don't you text me when you're done with your night out on the town? You won't be awake that long. You don't realize how quickly I sober up. I open the car door for her and help her inside. Thank you for taking me out tonight. Thank you for not rejecting my invitation for the 20th time. She doesn't hold back while she's under the influence, does she? I shut the taxi door and watch them drive off. I have no clue what I'm going to do tonight. I'm probably just going to give up and head back to set in a few minutes, but I want to do something different tonight. Something. I scratched the back of my head, the image of Serena replaying in my head. Wait, was she wearing her jacket? I head back inside the bar to check. No one has moved from where they were, though it's only been a few minutes since we walked out. Sure enough, her jacket is laying across the back of the chair. I'll have to tell her I found it and give it back tomorrow. I drape it across my arm and start to leave the bar. As I'm walking, though, I notice the bartender is back. A man in a slim-cut dark vest, rolled up button-up, is behind the bar, keeping himself busy cleaning up the glasses and plates that had piled up in front of him. His hair is pulled back messily with a handful of clips. A few leftover strands from his bangs droop over his eyes, swinging across his forehead as he widely washes the glasses in the sink. Despite his hair being pulled back, most of his face is covered instead by a face mask. His focus is downward, making it even harder to see his face. I don't have to see his expression to know who it is. Rin. A shot glass falls from his grip. With his slippery hands, he's barely able to catch it. And you've got the wrong person. Oh, so that's how we're gonna play. I take a seat on the bar stool in front of me, laying Serena's jacket across my lap so it won't get left here twice. Oh, I guess I was just thinking out loud. If someone you'd like to see? Someone who stresses me out. He snatches a hand towel to quickly wipe his hands. What can I get you? I had someone else pick out my drink earlier and that was a bust. What was it? Like heck I can remember. Something way too sour and pretty fruity. He folds his arm and rests his hip against the counter. You look like someone who has work in the morning. How about spiked tea? I shrug. Sure. First though, I'll need to see your ID. With a sigh, I pull out my wallet and thumb for my driver's license. I guess I should expect it since I'm only 21, but I hate getting carded everywhere. I reluctantly hand him my license and he flips it over a few times. What, is he expecting the giant peach on it? My license isn't that old. I got it renewed a couple years ago, but it's still embarrassing to see how baby-faced I was back then, having just started testosterone treatments. I can read words, guys. I can read words. I thought I looked so much more masculine after just a few months, so I rushed in to correct my gender on it. Why didn't I go back later to redo my picture again? Here you go. Apparently satisfied that I'm of drinking age, he hands it back to me and I quickly put it up. He grabs one of the freshly washed glasses, I hope you clean those good, and fills it part way with ice. He sets my drink down on the counter and begins to pour the whiskey in, starting from close to the glass and raising the bottle up high, before quickly capping the bottle. The excessive flourish is a bit impressive. A bit. He finish it off, he grabs a pitcher from somewhere below and fills it with sweet tea. It's rather dark, though I'm not sure how strong the whiskey he added was. There you go. I gingerly take a sip. The tea isn't poisonous, you know. The sweet tea hits my lips first. Since it was poured last, I reflexively put the drink down in shock. It's one word. Stout. What? I thought this was sweet tea. Yeah, I made it myself. Oh god, I'm gonna have to teach him how to brew. It's clear he has no taste. Stout brew was probably from him using too many tea bags and not enough water. It's definitely not enough sugar for sweet tea. The end result is, well, only something the strong can take, and I'm not that strong. We're going to have to work on that. I reach over and grab a packet of sugar. He folds his arm and humps. And it's supposed to be sweeter? I put half a cup in it. There's more to it than just sugar. Hand me a glass half full of water, please. Still clearly grumpy, he grabs another one of the freshly washed glasses and fills it partway with water. I pour some of my drink into the new glass and stir it. He impatiently waits for me to try the new concoction. I take a meager sip. It's a little sweeter and a little less stout now. That's about the best it's going to be now that it's already brewed. Well, better. Just better. Add some more water and sugar next time while it's still hot. How much? Any amount will be an improvement. He snatches my new drink and takes a quick swig, turning away so as to briefly remove his mask. With a thud, he slams it back down on the countertop. That's way too sweet. The sugar wouldn't be noticeable if it was mixed in at the right time. He grabs the bottle of whiskey and tops it off. Not to make you pay extra for messing it up. It's rude to drink after customers. I think you owe me. He resumes washing the dirty dishes in the sink, ignoring me. I watch him silently for a few moments, stirring in the whiskey. He starts scrubbing a plate furiously, dousing it in soap to get the stains off. His slender hands run across the plate with a firm grip on the aluminum scrub, like he's taking out any frustrations on it. The expression on his face begins to soften as he slows down to finish another plate. His gaze is focused on the running water. A few stray bangs come loose from his hair clips and fall against his face. It's hard not to stare at him. He really is pretty like this. How long have you been subjecting unsuspecting customers to unsweet tea? He pauses while wiping off one of the plates to shake his head, but continues drying the dishes. About 2 weeks. I hope you've got something else lined up. He throws one of his typical glares at me. I can't help but grin back at him. Most customers want alcohol when they come to a bar. You're the one who suggested it. There's alcohol in this, unless there's something you want to confess. With another clean plate on the counter. Another job wanted me to learn how to bartend. I won't be here much longer. What kind of production makes you get a job before you can film? Doesn't sound like this takes a lot of your time. I work when I can. Working on a TV show, getting ready for another production, working as a bartender, attending interviews and press events and parties. Any work sounds like too much. He tosses the wet towel in his hands onto the counter a few feet away from him before pulling out a fresh dry one. Gotta pay the bills. Yeah, that's cute. I'm sure what you make in a year is more than I've made in my lifetime. I stir my drink. It's not a great sign when someone keeps giving you short answers. So, do you like bartending? He ignores me at first, continues to wash, and then dry off the dishes. After cleaning off the couple of margarita glasses, though, he rests himself against the counter. It's not too bad. Not a lot of people here, so I don't have to worry about being swamped. I'm still learning better ways to pour drinks and the right amounts of ingredients. I'm surprised people haven't posted about him working here everywhere online yet. There's a lot more hand-eye coordination and planning than I thought went into serving. Never worked food service before? God, no. People don't know how to act. And you think drunk people know how to act? That's what bouncers are for. This place doesn't have bouncers, does it? Just be glad you don't have to serve baseball parents. Baseball parents? Like at a stadium? More like at a tiny local park in high school. The entitled moms who didn't see anything wrong with paying a $100 bill for a piece of candy. The coaches who would get mad that a baseball display case is $8. Like I'm the one who prizes stuff. Yeah, I'll stick to making people drunk. I take another drink. Either the whiskey is finally hitting me or the drink has settled some more because it's starting to taste good now. Is this something you'd like to do in the long term? No. I just laugh. So what do you have in mind then? He throws his hand towel to the side and begins putting the dishes away. Haven't thought about it too hard yet. But I was considering acting. Acting, really? Yeah, why not? Seems easy enough. I look good enough to get a free pass. That you do. There's probably more to it than that. Probably. I don't know. There's a lot of boring stuff you gotta do, like interviews and photo shoots. If you're antisocial, just say it. You probably have to deal with know-it-alls. You probably also have to deal with know-it-alls who get up at ungodly hours of the day to work out and then think they look good in everything. Well, do they? And there's tons of traveling. Staying in a lot of hotels, filming for over 10 hours a day, attending meetings at random, shooting in weird locations. Ooh, vacations. Sounds fun. No sightseeing. When I see the sights while filming at them, not everyone gets to film at iconic locations. He rests his elbows on the bar, leaning closer. Where have you shot before then? I avoid him by taking a long sip of my drink. His gaze is always so intense, even when he's not angry. No, it might be worse when he's not angry. Atlanta the past few years since I turned 18. And before that, Atlanta, Orlando, Los Angeles, different parts of Texas. I went to auditions and production sets all over the country. Ever been overseas? Not yet. Yet? I like your attitude. Getting restless staying here? I was, but there's still so much to see here. Like all the bars that don't have as great of bartenders as this one. Bartenders that don't know how to brew tea. It's a bar. Drink something else. You just wouldn't understand. A woman sits down a few seats away, prompting him to actually get back to work. After suavely asking for her order and making her burst into giggles, he starts preparing it. What am I doing here? I told myself I'd go out and have my own fun, but here I am, still at the bar, getting more tipsy by the second. I told myself I'd try something new. A man sits next to the woman and orders something easy for him to fix. With a quick hand movement, he tosses the bottle in the air and snatches it confidently. Someone's getting cocky. First drinking on the job, now tossing glass bottles. You just look so familiar. He tops off her drink. That means your drink must be right then. The pair of patrons start laughing. He's one of those types who's naturally good at everything, isn't he? Even in a completely new field like this, he conquers it with ease. He takes a step back from them and saunters back towards me. I didn't know bartenders were such smooth talkers. You like my sweet talking? It's about as obnoxious as this drink. You're not even making sense at this point. He grabs a glass and drops a few cubes in it before filling it with water. I reach for my own drink, but he takes it from me. How about you drink something I can't mess up? I don't see how you get any tips, taking away people's drinks like that. Didn't you say it yourself? In hindsight, he was probably talking about the whole smooth talker thing, but I was too out of it to realize. He makes another drink of ice water, but this time for himself. He may be great at pleasing customers, but I'm sure he's already broken several rules just while I've been here. So, where are you off to for the rest of the night? I look around the bar. It's filled up even more, with the patrons that had been here already having left, and new ones replacing them. I thought I'd finally be adventurous tonight, that I'd try something new. But right now, all I want to do is talk to him until closing. What would you recommend? He raises his head and looks at something behind me. What about a movie? A movie? Is that how you're going to learn how to act? He chuckles and leans against the bar. Maybe. Never know what you'll see. Isn't it kind of embarrassing to watch something where you know people in it? Wouldn't it take you out of the show? How popular are you that you can recognize someone in any random movie? I was asking you that. I'm sure celebrities feel that way all the time. You think so? Do celebrities even go to the movies? I don't know. Do they? Maybe if they had someone to go with them. Seems like it'd be lonely to go alone. Yeah, I bet it would be. Take a long sip of my water. That awkward pause. Oh my gosh, it's already 12:30. I was supposed to get off at 12. Can I get a shot over here? Coming right up. Rin taps the counter and Speed walks off. I sigh, my shoulders slouching over the counter. What am I thinking? I don't have any other ideas for tonight that don't involve me walking alone at night and possibly getting mugged. Maybe I should swallow my pride and ask him out. Ask him to go with me, not ask him out. After all, what's the worst that could happen? Turns out he has a thing for turning guys down. I end up exposing even more of my embarrassing life story to him. Okay, now I'm just psyching myself out. Care for some water to go? When did he come back over here? Rin starts filling up a styrofoam cup with some ice cubes, not paying attention to me. Sure. Without looking up, he grabs another cup and begins filling it with the remains of my water. Oh, a choice! Oh, whoa. Oh my goodness. I was expecting a choice. I gotta get off soon. Well, we'll ease into it. We'll ask, when does he get off? Well, yeah, God think that's... this one's so direct. When do you get off of work? So, when do you get off work? Do you ask all strangers that? What? I'm just starting a conversation. There's nobody else for me to hear. What? There's nobody else here for me to talk to. It's a bit rude, don't you think? Dodging a question is ruder. Even through the mask, I can tell he's got his cocky grin plastered across his face. He throws down a hand towel he'd been using to wipe something up. 4 minutes. Huh? I got off work in 4 minutes. I work a shorter, earlier shift. Oh. Is that it? You've got 20 more questions? You've got 20 more questions. Alright. How did you really end up as a bartender? I wanted hands-on experience. They were hiring and flexible. What's a drink you hate when people order? Sweet tea. An alcoholic drink. Something you have to mix, not brew. Mocktails. Just order a soda. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Not here. Any vacations planned? Somewhere tropical and a lot more temperate than here. Can't handle the heat. I think I'm holding up fine, thank you. Keep 'em coming. Have any plans after you get off work? Not yet. What are you waiting for? The right question. Will you go with me to the movie theater? What will we do there? You tell me. He leans against the counter on his elbows, zeroing in on me. A Swedish film, 78 minutes long. It's about to leave theaters. You expect me to pay attention to subtitles right now? That's why the water is to go. He pushes himself off the counter, untying the apron around his waist before walking towards the kitchen. There's another man in there, dressed similarly to Rin, busy fixing his short cuffs. I blink. Was it really that easy? Are we actually going to watch a movie together now? I check my phone. It's almost 10. Serena texted me a while ago that she made it back. I let her know I'm still out and say I ran into a friend. Around me, the bar is starting to fill up as a new wave has come in. Several of the tables are now full, and a few more people have sat down at the bar. The new bartender is busy and serving a lone woman who's just a couple seats down from me. Ready? I turn around to see Rin very close behind me. Having changed out of his short apron, without the hairpins, his bangs go back to softly framing his face. With his terrible smirk still covered up, everything else about his face is soft, except for his piercing gaze. I palm the back of my hot neck. The alcohol is finally starting to hit. Yeah, we'll blame the drinks. Yeah, let me make sure I have everything. Water, phone, cards, trailer key, and Serena's jacket. Sounds about right. He escorts me out, making me go first with his hand hovering near my arm. Isn't that more of me escorting him out? We wave goodbye to his coworkers on the way out, and out the door and into downtown. The nightlife has only become more vibrant since I last walked on the sidewalk. It's louder out here, with more groups of people passing by. Rin moves to my side as we walk. He pulls his face mask down briefly and sighs. Long shift, long day. And you wanted to end it off by sitting in the theater for an hour? He mutters something about me still wanting to go out, but turns his head instead of finishing his sentence. Don't tell me I'm gonna have to deal with his grumpy self to the right. Don't tell me I'm gonna have to deal with his grumpy self the rest of the night. Hang on, oh my gosh, this is going on. Okay, actually, I'm gonna end it right here. I know. I guess I'll just finish it up tomorrow. I don't think it's that much longer, but I gotta go. Wait, that's my first option. I'm gonna leave it there. Okay, I have to end off right now. But yeah, okay. Thank you for stopping by. I'll continue with tomorrow for however much longer it is, and then maybe play something else if it finishes sooner. Oops. Doop. Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.